Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessa Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
It's hashtag Friday Feels, and we're going to talk about getting ghosted. Who's been ghosted? Getting ghosted when you're dating, when you're in a relationship, whatever it is, when somebody just completely doesn't respond. So we call it ghosting, I guess, supposedly. So we're going to talk all about dating, love, and relationships on Friday, knowing that we come together each morning to know the truth, have some fun, and make a little love today.
Oh, making love, Dr. Erin, huh?
Speaking of ghosting, I've got hashtag Do Not Disturb, the author who ghosted all of her technology and took back her life. Welcome to the show, Jedediah Vila. Good morning back there in the studio. We're so excited to have you with us this morning.
How you doing? I'm doing great. This is a fun studio. I've been rocking out. I'm partying.
Gotta start the day with dance.
Exactly.
You got to. Friday
Feels. Here at Good Morning La La Land, we like to know what your morning routine is. How do you start your day?
Yeah, so I start my day with a giant green smoothie. And I know it doesn't sound delicious, but you get used to it. I promise you, it substitutes caffeine. And then I kick in a little Soul Cycle usually, or some, something at the gym to kind of get the blood moving. And then I'm good to go.
So green juice and zero caffeine.
Wow. Zero caffeine. Green juice like kale, throw in a little apple for sweetness, celery. I'm telling you, it gets in your body. You feel like completely awake, I promise. Throw in some berries sometimes. It's good. It's good. It's hard at first, like anything that's good for you, but I promise you it's totally worth it. And that's like my fuel.
It's hard. Anything that's good for you is hard at first.
If that's what earns 2 Emmy nominations for daytime talk, I thought it was impossible to survive daytime television without coffee. My caffeine intake is at an all-time high. Maybe I just need to switch to the green smoothie.
I'm telling you, kale is a powerful food, I'm telling you.
And welcome back to the show, Jenny DePaul. She is the founder of Project Kind 123. Good morning, Jenny.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you so much for being back with us today. We're talking the hashtag SAC Challenge. So tell us a little bit about the challenge.
Oh, it's the SAC Challenge. Yeah, it's sharing acts of caring and kindness. So we're challenging people to go out into your community and share an act of kindness, post about it, and then SAC 3 others to do the same. And the idea is just to highlight kindness and be a reminder to people that they're worthy of love and that everybody has something to share. So I'd like to officially SAC you all here on the show to come up with some act of kindness and then, post it and hashtag Project Kind SAC Challenge.
I love that. The challenge.
I've never been happier to be sacked.
You have
midget football, and it was not good to get sacked. You don't want to get sacked. In this case, it's a positive thing.
Yeah, but then make sure to SAC a few others so we can keep it going, And
it is a deal. So what was your morning routine like to get ready to SAC us today?
Oh, God, I always start my mornings with caffeine. I have to.
You got the kale and you got the caffeine.
Yeah, I'm going to try the smoothie, though.
The kale, I'm telling you. Let's see.
But I have a whole lot of kids, so in the morning I try to get up super early before they all do, and then caffeine. It's all about the caffeine.
Well, thank you both for the kale and caffeine it took to be here with us this morning on Good Morning La La Land. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Okay, so awesome. I've never heard that word before, SAC.
Yeah.
Is that something new? Is that something like...
it's a football.
Okay, I'm completely out of it. I know nothing. I swear.
But it's in the quality of yours.
But
you can't know everything, Erin.
It's sharing acts of caring and kindness.
I love that.
Little acronym.
Little acronym.
I love that. Okay.
Well, on Friday Feels, we want to give a special shout out and congratulations to fellow host Carly Kloss. She got married yesterday.
Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
They were only engaged for 3 months.
I guess you know it when you see it.
Sometimes you know, you know. Sometimes you think you know and you don't.
We're really excited about that. And a special shout out for the Positivity Summit that's happening this weekend.
That's right. Cornell Thomas is in the house.
Cornell Thomas is here to support, and Rob Mack is going to be speaking. Tickets are still available at cornell/thomas.com/events. So be sure to check that out if you want to hear Rob's talk on positivity.
Oh, I appreciate you, Jess.
Of course.
So exciting. So it's all weekend? How many days? What's
2 days.
Cool.
Yeah. Saturday and Sunday.
We need lots of positivity. And you're
we
the man.
do.
You
Oh
were
my
definitely
gosh.
the man.
Came through lots of hard work, the positivity. That was mostly all negativity for like a good solid 2 or 3 decades. So.
Well, now you got the Friday Feels.
That's right.
What are you doing this weekend, Erin?
I'm headed right after the show. I'm headed up to Ojai. I'm going to go see my son and my family for the family reunion, and I'm super excited. It's going to be like 80 degrees.
Yeah,
I've got the stuff for the pool. We have meetings on Saturday, but I got, today I'm going to hang by the pool, and actually I'm going to do a little bit of work still today, but You know, I'm just excited, but I gotta say that I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't know what this whole keto diet is, but I don't know if I need less sleep or if I'm just like all over the place with my hormones, but I'm the best sleeper. I have no problem with sleep, but I've been waking up like, okay, it's 4:30 in the morning now, let's roll. So I don't know.
Maybe you've got excess capacity now. You can
I don't know.
work.
I'm missing that green in my green smoothie in the morning, I gotta say.
You know what helps with sleep? Little Miller Healer. We had the founder, Matt Miller, on this show yesterday. He is a world-renowned skateboarder and now the founder of a CBD oil company that is changing the world. Let's take a look at yesterday's Rewind.
The challenge was everything that I thought I could or wanted to accomplish in life. In some ways, I'd accomplished like a glimpse of it, but I realized it wasn't giving me any satisfaction. And I realized that at some point, I was going to die, everybody around me was going to die. It was deeply depressing for me. As I surrendered to that, though, and surrendered deeply enough, I found that on the other side of that wall was a deeper kind of peace and love and happiness.
So we have to believe in them many times before they believe in themselves. And luckily we have other patients that have already gone through the process, and I share their stories on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot.
I just kept typing and I kept typing and the words kept flowing, and I wrote this entire book in less than 2 weeks. And it went #1 on Amazon on the first week that it was released.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff out there that say that, oh, it's no THC or whatever, and it really does have it, you know. So that's why we started this brand. We have our retail store called Healthy Solution Wellness Boutique, and it's not a dispensary, it's a boutique with medical specialists.
A lot of the speakers are dear friends of mine, and no matter how high you get up in your business or in your career, how much money you make, we always need someone to tell us it's possible. And I think it only takes one person to believe in your dream, you.
What a show.
Amber,
Fantastic.
we love you. You are light. I have the earrings on that you gave me yesterday. She literally took them off. I was like, I love your earrings. She's like, well, I have 2 pairs. Here, you can have them. And I was like, okay, I love you.
You know,
awesome.
she is truly a life purpose cheerleader. I had shared with her after the show that I had a big meeting in the afternoon, and as she walked out, she stopped and she said, you know what, I want to share a certain affirmation with you. And I want you to remind yourself before you go into this meeting that you love yourself and you approve of yourself. So what did I do? The whole way there in my Fiat, I love myself, I approve of myself, I love myself, I approve of myself. And it worked. I nailed it. So thank you very much for that.
That's so
I appreciate
awesome.
it.
And Miller Healer, I actually have to say, I got up at 4 and I thought my neck was a little out, and I was like, well, maybe if I, rub some of that CBD oil on my neck, it'll make me go back to sleep. Didn't work. But
It made me
feel good. Yeah, it made me feel good. But I thought maybe it'd make me tired. But I guess he's right. It's not like a drug thing. It's just for relaxation.
No, there's no psychoactive effects with this, which is truly incredible. I'm so excited about.
I was hoping to get high at 4 o'clock.
So you start your Friday mornings in LA, huh?
Friday feels, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of Friday feels, we want to talk about being ghosted in relationships. So this is a term. 50% of men and women have experienced this. They've either done it or had it done to them, and it's basically where someone just completely stops all communication.
Yeah.
So I think the question is, have you guys had it done? And also, when is it appropriate? When is it not appropriate? Because for me personally, I've been in a relationship where when we ended the relationship, we made an agreement to kind of like not be in communication. And even if somebody else was texting, you would ghost because you were trying to break, it's hard to end a relationship, right? So that's the only time. I think I've been ghosted for sure, but I'm always like, great, like thanks for living my life. Like
That's actually how I felt every single time. I'm like, okay, that means it's the end, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Cue that song, I've Got One Less Problem Without You, because clearly then you've got one less problem without them. But it's really interesting. So psychologytoday.com posted an interesting article about the 4 reasons why people generally ghost. And I think it's important to kind of discuss the reasons why this might be happening to you. Because as Erin said, anywhere between 50 and 80% of men and women, 18 to 34, according to plentyoffish.com, have been ghosted in their relationships. So it's a very popular phenomenon.
It's 80 if you go to Plenty of Fish. It's only 50 because obviously they're telling you ahead of time.
But one of the main reasons is simply just to avoid confrontation. I think so many times people just want to avoid the breakup itself, and so they just ghost.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, this is my take on it. If you haven't gone on the first date, it's okay to ghost. Like, you don't have to explain some long, whatever. But I feel like if you're in a relationship, it's torture. I think that's really mean to ghost. And then I think there's a time and a place if you are like trying to make a commitment to break a cycle.
Yeah, I would choose ghosting and peace over conflict and a person sticking around any day.
Me too.
If you're going to argue with me, just ghost me. I'd rather let's just ghost.
But this brings us to point number 2, according to Psychology Today, is that a lot of these people who are guilty of ghosting are afraid of intimacy.
Yeah, true.
So I've been guilty of this. I've been pursued by people where I think, you know what, I'm not emotionally available right now for one reason or another, whether it's too soon out of a relationship or I'm being very career focused in my life. And so I just simply don't respond. And what bottom line is that I'm just not emotionally available to it.
Yeah.
And maybe it is that I'm afraid of intimacy. What do you think, Rob?
I think that that's a very good and valid point. And that being said, so if you're the one who's ghosting other people consistently because you're afraid of either confrontation or you're afraid of intimacy, then you just want to face that head on. Doesn't mean that you have to face it head on with that other person, but you should face it on, face it sort of head on with yourself. So there's an opportunity there. It's really an opportunity. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity just to discover deeper and deeper levels of peace, of unconditional peace and happiness that aren't dependent or contingent on other people's thoughts, words, or actions. That's all that is, right?
Well, there's also a fear of violent reaction, which is listed on the site, that some people are afraid that they're really going to experience. And this wasn't my personal experience, but I've had girlfriends who are afraid of the reaction they're going to get from somebody who could be volatile or have an anger issue.
Yeah.
Better just to ghost and run.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to choose ghosting over violence.
Right. Or I've had that experience a long time ago before I even went on a date with somebody. Saying, this is just not right for me. I'm gonna have to pass on this, and having them try and talk me into still going on the date.
Right,
so I'm like, maybe I should just ghost somebody because they're like, it's like have this deep conversation about what you don't even know this person.
They're trying to persuade you and influence you to stay.
Don't break up with me. We haven't had the first date.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not.
Something's wrong. I don't know. Call me crazy, but yeah.
Totally get it. Yeah.
Well, ghosting is also typically a sentiment of narcissistic personalities. I don't think that's my issue, but it's really interesting because people who lack empathy or sympathy for the emotional pain or experience of another person typically can ghost others more easily. Rather than coming from a place of fear, they just simply can't emote or connect on that level.
Yeah, they have a difficulty getting in touch with their own emotions and therefore can't get in touch with your emotions, right? And so there's not even, there's not anything really to be done there. I think and I love this Psychology Today article because I think the bottom line of it is that when you get ghosted, it's often not about you. It's not always about you, and often it's not at all. So
and
it's an important thing.
Metaphysically, communication is always the answer. So I do think that anytime it's a consistent thing in anyone's life, it kind of just begin to look at communication as a great way to just experience deeper levels of communication, even if with somebody that you're not going to have in your life. But it's an interesting conversation for sure.
Interesting conversation.
Rob, I'm wondering though, what would my response be if my knee-jerk reaction is to ghost somebody? Is there even a text message, which might even seem a little impersonal, but just something that I could communicate or someone could communicate just to kind of ease those waters?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. So I would say get crystal clear about what it is you want to say and what it is you want them to hear, and then don't send that. Instead, massage that until it meets this acronym. I use an acronym called Before You Speak, THINK. And so THINK stands for I only want to share what's true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. And so you take that, whatever thing it is that you wrote out, that you actually want to say, and you try to recraft it and massage it in a way so that it speaks in a way that's most true, most helpful, most inspiring, only share what's necessary, and most kind. And there's a way to do all of that.
This comes from a writer who
all writing is rewriting. Yeah, that's why, so there is a way to say anything you want to say, but say it in a way that keeps the other person's mind and heart open and also allows you to connect with them in a deeper level. So even when you're breaking up with someone, that doesn't mean you have to break the connection. You can actually experience a deeper connection with them and with yourself if you do it in the right way. So if you want more info, DM these ladies or me. We can help you out with that.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have some interviews talking about ghosting.
Do not disturb.
That's right. Ghosting technology, as Jess said.
That's right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time. We are talking politics. Oh, let me do it one more time. Wait. And we're called Momtics. And take two. Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're going to do it one more time.
Ready? And action. I could bitch to Wendy, and Wendy could bitch to me. I bitch more than Wendy does.
I freak out more than she does.
Right. So we bitch. We bitch about politics.
Two moms.
Oh, two moms.
Okay, so we're two moms.
It was smart. See, smart.
Not so smart. Of course, I have a news background.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully. Ticks.
Tick, 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 tick. Oh, that's good.
What?
Because it's like tick, tick, tick. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do that.
I was texting. I didn't hear what you said.
And I will still be sleepless, I am sure.
I know. Drink more wine.
Okay.
It works.
My next guest is Joel Rempelkos.
How long have we been friends for?
Welcome to Defining Moments. I'm Suzanne Quast. My next guest is Joel Rempelkos.
Oh my God!
Galapagos. Welcome to Defining Moments. I'm Suzanne Quast. My next guest is Joel Galapagos. He is one of the best people that I've ever met. I think that his story of coming out on national TV to becoming one of reality TV's biggest producers should inspire us all. Here are his moments.
Hi, I'm Jessica Seppel. No, I'm not going to go hi. And I just had the most fabulous interview with your darling Alyssa Goodman. So excited to see the interview. That last part wasn't good. Create balance when it comes to a healthy life. Don't forget to watch it. No. So don't forget to check it out on Focus TV here in West Hollywood.
All right.
He hates it. Check it out on Focus TV.
Like it?
Can you cut it and make it better?
Oh. You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh.
That was a good practice run, though. It was a practice run, a little slow on the uptake. Let's.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets. No, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong. No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard.
That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're gonna do it one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again?
If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
I wish my boobs looked like yours. Where are they?
It's single issue. Single issue. Single issue.
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you.
It's no longer a golden secret.
We're done.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am absolutely honored to welcome to the show two-time Emmy-nominated host, Jedediah Vila, and author of #DoNotDisturb. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me on. This is great.
What an important message in today's world. Do not disturb.
Yeah, I was buried in technology. I was one of those people that went from a sane person who would have heart-to-heart conversations face-to-face and, you know, not be buried in a device to all of a sudden I was getting up at, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had the phone next to my bed. I would get up in the middle of the night. I'd be sending texts. I'd be sending tweets. My work day was never ending. The boss emails at 8 o'clock at night and you're on the phone till, God knows what time answering them. I wasn't sleeping well. I was stressed out. I was anxiety ridden. I always felt like I wasn't giving anyone any time because, you sit at dinner with someone, you have your attention divided between them and all the people in your phone. Your phone's buzzing, the notifications go off, you rush to the bathroom and you're like, let me catch up real quick. It's crazy. You start to lose your mind.
I am completely guilty as charged. So what was the breaking point for you?
Yeah, so there was a moment when, a couple, but the first moment was when I left my phone in a taxi cab in New York City got out. I was supposed to have a great night out with friends, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't have my phone. I panicked. I mean, cold sweats, freaking out, trembling, canceled my whole night, worried, who has the phone? What are they able to get into my phone? What am I missing? Is there a work email that I'm not going to get now, and I'm not going to get this job or that? And I got the phone back at the end of the night, and I realized I hadn't really missed anything except the 4 hours that I had spent looking and thinking about the phone. And my whole night was ruined, and I said, you know what? I have a problem. This is not this was not a human being that I lost, like a dog or a person or something with a heartbeat. This was a cell phone, you know? So I realized I have to do something about this. I self-diagnosed myself with OCTD. I call it obsessive compulsive tech disorder, and I said, I'm gonna change my life. I'm not going to get rid of my phone. I think technology can be really cool. There's a lot of, digital stuff that I love. I still have a social media. I'm not going to, go back to the Telegraph and pretend it's not 2018. But I'm going to use this stuff in a way that's healthier, where the people in my life that I spend quality time with face-to-face, and where I have the sanity of a couple hours before bed, peace of mind, where I'm not staring at this phone. How many of us can even watch a movie anymore without, you're watching the movie, you're on the iPad, you've got the phone nearby, all of a sudden it buzzes, you're tending to that, and I have to pause it, rewind. I mean, this is not normal. No. So I felt really not myself, and I said, I'm going to change it. I'm going to do something. And I did.
So true. I remember years ago when I found out how bad the technology from your cell phone is for you. And I was like, I told all my friends, look, I'm just going to use my computer now, and I'll just it didn't work out at all. Like trying to do it from your computer, the old school way you can do it, didn't work. But so tell me, so we know that technology can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
So what does it look now? What does it look like for you to control it and use it instead of it using you? What does that look like?
So the first thing that I did, which was really important, was I took the phone out of the bedroom, and I said, I'm going to give myself a cell phone curfew at the end of the night. I work in news, so I have to be plugged in. But I said, you know what, I don't need to be plugged in at 11 o'clock at night. So whatever time I decide to go to sleep, I take a couple hours before that, I stick it in a docking station in the living room. I enjoy quality time with my husband, who's here watching right now. We hang out, we talk. If there's a friend over, or say you have a roommate and you want to have a face-to-face conversation, something's been going on in their life and you want to sit down and talk about it. Or you just want to watch a movie or a television show, an old episode of Friends or whatever it is you like, with just that one thing going on. I developed what I called tunnel vision for real life, where it was just that's going to be my time to enjoy real life. I don't get up in the middle of the night and look at the phone anymore because it's not near me. Studies have shown, it's really interesting, that even if you're not on the phone, and even if the phone is not lit up, if the phone is near you in proximity, you are compelled to want to look at it. You are restless just by virtue. If we were sitting here and my son was, this is a distraction to me, whether it's blinking or not. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get it out of there. Another thing I did that was really easy and really good was to turn off the notifications. I know some people have done that already. But when I used to see, if I would leave my phone for an hour or two and I would then go look at it and see it completely lit up, I would feel so anxiety, like, how am I going to get back to all these people? And then you spend, oh my God, I got to do this. Oh my gosh, and you feel the adrenaline rushing and the panic. Now I don't do that anymore. I decide when I want to go into those spaces. I can still use Twitter. I can still use Facebook. I can still watch this great show, but I can decide when I want to do that. It's not beckoning me constantly. Come, tend to me, talk to me, help me.
It's not an addiction.
It's not an addiction. It is managed now, and it's really cool to feel empowered in that respect. And I'm, just so you guys know, I know people know me from TV, but I'm a former teacher, former dean of a high school, academic dean. Yeah, I worked with kids for years, and I saw this problem developing slowly, and then all of a sudden, very quickly. And kids don't know how to, what we're doing right now, we're having this face-to-face conversation. Kids really struggle with that. They're not used to it. They're developing health ailments, like ADHD is on the rise, coinciding with these devices. They're getting back pain and ailments that no 5-year-old should have.
It's interesting you say that, because I have a dear friend that he's a volleyball teacher, and he says, and you can't believe the younger generation, they're completely different. It's a completely different thing. They don't know how to just engage in a conversation eye to eye because it's not their form of communication. I was thinking, oh my gosh, you never even thought about that because we didn't grow up glued to like now. So I'm sure there's some people that are actually truly addicted. I wonder, do you know much about that? Like if someone's truly dealing with an addiction to their phone? How can they handle it?
Yeah, I mean, there are detox centers. It was interesting. When you think of a detox center, you think of alcoholism, drug addiction, what we typically know that to be. There are detox centers popping up around the country for cell phone addiction, where people go into these centers, and like anything else, that they take the phone away from you, and you learn to have peace of mind without it. This is something I saw with kids all the time. Because in schools, you would confiscate the cell phones, and I cannot tell you the panic that would ensue, because these phones have become security blankets for them. This is their whole life in their phone. When you take it away, they feel, I'm not going to be relevant, I'm not going to be popular, my friends are going to feel that they're not my friends anymore, I'm not going to be in with what the cool kids are doing. And we think of it in terms of kids, but we all feel that way, right? We all have jobs where we're like, if I'm not putting a photo up of my appearance, or if I'm not constantly plugged in, someone else will be, and they'll get ahead. So I think there are legitimate cases. I had a legitimate case. People laughed at me at first. Legitimate case of cell phone addiction where it was compromising my health, my sanity, and my life, and it absolutely can happen. Think about how much time, if you add up the amount of time you're on your laptop, your iPad, your cell phone in a day, think about it. Add it up for one day, and you will say, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Well, it shows it now on your phone. You have a little thing that comes up and pops
I haven't
up.
done that yet. I didn't get into that though, but that's actually a good tool. I would recommend people look at that.
It tells you exactly how much time was in. It says productivity versus social time versus whatever. Like I didn't even set it up. I just popped up on my phone one day. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I was mortified. It said 4 hours and 32 minutes, and I thought, what have I done?
That's not even that bad, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you asked me beforehand. We were talking or someone asked me how long you had been on your phone, and I said, oh, easily, 12, 13 hours a day. Easily.
But so much of our business is done via the phone. Like you said, this opportunity, if we don't capture this Insta story and we don't respond to our boss's email, and then next thing you know, we're completely irrelevant and jobless.
It's you have to, right. And that is how you go down the
addict's mind, for sure. Yeah.
That's how I was that way, where all of a sudden you see your whole life unfolding before your eyes, and you're like, this is going to be the end if I put my phone down for 2 hours. That is part of, you asked me before what people can do, and I think you have to take it slowly, step by step. It's not realistic to say, one day I'm going to be plugged into everything and the next day I'm not going to have a phone. Plus, a lot of people need their phone and they like their phone. I understand that. You have to take small steps, and you have to this was a book about reminding people that somewhere along the line, the technology that was really good took over and our real life ceased to exist. It's just about bringing some balance back into your life and remembering that, we don't talk to each other so great anymore on social media. You see that. People, I come from politics where people don't know how to have a conversation anymore. They're always yelling and screaming at each other. That comes from this lack of face-to-face time oftentimes. Because when I say something to any of you sitting here, I'm aware that there's a human being on the other end of that is going to be affected by what I say. So I care about how I'm wording that. I care about how that's coming out of my mouth. If I'm hiding behind a cell phone, all of a sudden I forget that there's a human being and I'm just, throwing out stuff that's going to get retweets. Right. That's not good for society, and it's definitely not good for kids.
Absolutely. It's so interesting. So my area of specialty is really sort of the science of happiness. And we know over the last 50 years or so, there's been more unhappiness on the planet than ever before. And that unhappiness has sort of trended upwards at the same time that technology has improved and all these things have improved. And they said, well, why is that? And they said, well, emotional intelligence and cognitive and emotional agility and regulation, presence, connection, all these things that make for a really meaningful connection and really meaningful relationships is eroding because we're practicing distraction all day, every day through the phone.
Yes.
So it's just a really, really profound and important message for people to remember.
So tell us, if somebody gets this book, what can they expect?
Okay, so you're going to see a bunch of really embarrassing personal stories from me about my life. Everything from the mistakes I made and the things that I missed, because I didn't want to be preachy. I didn't want to say, oh, I have it all figured out. It was more a way to say, I made a lot of mistakes here, and I want you to share in my journey so you can see how I came to discover how to do things better. Everything from the crazy ex-boyfriend who had a whole separate life in his phone. You're definitely going to want to read that chapter. And, just my own personal mistakes. And then my journey to kind of figure out a better balance, to remember my childhood where cell phones weren't a part of every minute of every day, to remember how dating was different back then, when you would actually go out on a date and do this and face-to-face and not do this. So a lot of walks down memory lane. And then the end is kind of my tips for how I felt that I recovered and the moments that I realized that I was a different person, where I could sit in a hair salon and my phone could be buzzing on the other side of the room, and I could say to the hairdresser, don't worry about it, I'll get that later, and not feel compelled to be like, yeah, but what's happening there,
So this is a great book, I think, for someone who either is like in a relationship with someone who's too obsessed with their phone, instead of being like, don't talk on your phone, you can be like, I got a great book for you.
Exactly.
Or like your girlfriends that are just like completely inappropriate with their phone time.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, got you a little gift, you know, you might want to read that.
Yeah, and if you're a parent or, you know, you have kids, you have nieces, you have nephews, you have grandkids, you have, you know, your friend has a kid that you see always on the phone, you're a teacher, you have any profession where you're around kids, please take the time to look at this. And I delve into, you know, a lot of the issues that kids are having and kind of reminding us that kids emulate our behavior. So a lot of times it's easy for me, you know, as a former teacher, to say, put your phone down. But then if I'm saying, put your phone down, and I'm doing this, you know, they're not going to listen to me, and I get why. So for parents to remember that the way we communicate and the way, you know, everyone, that, you know, the way we live, they see it and they want to emulate. So if and advantage of having grown up in a time where we weren't plugged in all the time, they don't have that. They're inundated all day long. So they really need to remember why learning how to do this is important. If I had this conversation with you guys here and I had a phone out the whole time, you'd be like, well, why did we book her? What did we book her?
So we just want to say thank you so much. You're such an artist. You're such a teacher. This is a profound message for all of us. So thank you for the reminder.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to it and watching you. This is going to go. It's going to be huge. People need this so badly. So thank you so much. Tell them where people can work with you, where they can find your book.
Yeah, so it's on Amazon. It's at Barnes & Noble. We're going to be doing a lot of fun TV spots all week. We've just launched it last week. You can find it, #DoNotDisturb, and check me out, JedidiahBila.com. I have a lot to say on a lot of things. This is just one of them.
So #Do Not Disturb. Yes. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm Kimberly Chang, and I'm a woman warrior.
And then another one, not so newsy. I'm just kidding. You guys are all so newsy. I'm like, who was that? Was that Liberty?
Do you want the definition of a woman warrior?
Yeah, I'm going to ask. Oh, I'm definitely. She's like,
okay.
Give me the question. So it could be resilience.
No, I was just going to say that.
Okay, great. Done. That's a great one. Woo! Love that.
We're going to keep it real on Sweat with Soul.
That's a wrap.
Okay. I said Dr. B show. I'm just having fun. This is so hard. What else do I need to do? Oh. That's my life. That's funny. No, can we start all over? That's too much talking. Do I just talk again? That was so hard. Thank you.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're so honored on Friday Feels to talk to Jenny DePaul, who is the founder of Project Kind, and talking to her about a few really important conversations today. So how are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing well, and I'm happy to be back. Grateful that you guys let me come back on the show.
And we're grateful we got sacked.
You got sacked, and I'm really excited about that.
Who sacked you, and how did it happen?
Well, I started the Sack Challenge through Project Kind. So
has anybody sacked you yet?
I have not been sacked.
I'm going to officially sack you.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. No one's thought to do that, so yeah.
Because you do so much already, so you know.
And you're at the Positivity Summit this weekend.
I am.
as
I'm
well.
very excited to be attending the Positivity Summit, which is tomorrow and Sunday. And it's just going to be a really great event, and I think there might be tickets available still.
Yes, if you go to Cornell/Thomas.com/events, you can pick up tickets and see Jenny, and Rob's going to be there. Of course, our good friend Cornell's going to be there. It's so important. So let's rewind back to Project Kind.
Okay.
The catalyst for starting it. What is your mission? What is your vision?
Yeah, so the mission really is to inspire others to come together, share love, you know, really figure out what they have and what they want to share with others, and to be a reminder to people that they're worthy of love. So for my family, out by doing that in the inner city, where we're reaching out to people experiencing homelessness. But more than that, I want people to understand that they can be sharing what they have in anywhere, whatever they feel, whatever's on their heart, wherever they're led. So it's been a really great experience, and Project Kind's really starting to grow, and the community that we have supporting us is just getting bigger and bigger. So it's been
so the mission
really
is to bring the mission is to bring kindness in whatever form that you want to bring kindness to the world.
In whatever form.
And so beautiful.
Yeah, and then we try to really highlight that. So we share people's stories, and we create opportunities for people to share.
So speaking of kindness, you have a huge heart and you're always helping other people, and I know that you're also currently sort of facing some challenges.
I am.
Yeah, so you can tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Years ago, when my husband and I first got married, we decided it was important to share what we had. So we started out by doing foster care, and we've taken in a few kids over the last 15 years. But one of the children that came to us early on, his name is Kentel. He was 1 years old when he came to us, and he, at 3.5, severely regressed. And at that time, his birth parents decided they did not want to fight to get him back anymore, and they signed their rights away. And we were asked to, adopt him. And we had a few days to make the decision, adopt him, or he would go back into the system and really be institutionalized because the regression was severe. And we did adopt him, and it did bring us some challenges, because he needs full-time care, 24-hour supervision, and he really can't dress himself, feed himself, bathe himself, any of those things. So the challenge more, we eventually figured out a way to adapt and embrace where he was, and
but
really.
But where was he? He had what was going on with him that had him regress?
He's been diagnosed with childhood disintegrative disorder.
What's that?
Which is a really rare condition. It's late onset of severe developmental delays. So where children with autism would typically regress earlier, when you have childhood disintegrative disorder, you can regress anywhere from like 3.5 to 7.
Wow.
So all of the milestones that you hit, they're gone. So he was talking and doing all of the typical things that a 3.5-year-old would do, and then woke up one day and his speech was slurred and his motor skills were weak, and then over the next few days completely regressed to the point where he's nonverbal, back in diapers. So here we are, he's 13 now. And the in-home services and supports that the state of New Jersey were giving us to prevent out-of-home placement, they're taking them away. So I'm fighting to have appropriate services for families in home so their children can, stay with their families.
I can't imagine what you're going through, and it brings me to the saying that life only gives you what you can handle. As far as you must be very in a very advanced class from this lifetime, and just want to acknowledge how intense it would be to go all that and be the caretaker of who is your child now but was not your child originally, and it's a lot. It's amazing what an angel you are.
I do believe that God will give you what you need. You know what I mean? So it's really, I take no credit for that. I think that every day when I wake up, he's like, okay, let's just, get Jenny and the family through this day, and Kentel is a blessing. He's a joy. But it's challenging. It's a lot, but he is not his challenges, and neither are we. And there was a time where the challenges affected us, financially, emotionally, physically, and I did start to see a breakdown in our family, and had to kind of regroup and say, okay, what is this challenge supposed to be teaching us, and how are we going to move forward in a productive way? And that is really how Project Kind started, because Kentel is our daily reminder that everybody is worthy of love and created with purpose. So he's really like he's the reason that we're able to think that way.
But just like get this for a minute. Here's a woman who is literally taking on all this stuff in her house, dealing with major challenges around family, and then you go, I think I'll start a foundation called Project Kind, like you don't have enough on your plate. Like, you're a walking angel.
Truly
I
incredible.
appreciate you saying that, but I'm really not. I'm really not.
At this
But-
point, what do you think? You mentioned that you sort of, God always gives you what you need,
He
and
does.
sometimes that comes through people. And so, at this point in your life, in your journey with your son, what do you feel like you most need, or would be most helpful for you and for him and for your family?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I need is for a system to be in place that would allow children with developmental disabilities to live at home and have what other children have. The opportunity to reach their fullest potential, to be safe, to be happy. I need help. I do need help in home. When there's no services in place, I need to be within arm's reach of Quintel at all times, and which means I cannot do anything but that. And I'm willing to do that, but I do have other children, and I need to be able to make dinner and do all the regular things that people do. And I'm not able to do those things without the help.
What could an individual out there watching do to help support you in this?
They can write. They can write to Governor Phil Murphy, really. I have spoken to somebody in his office, and they're aware of the situation. Unfortunately, I'm one of the last families left. Most families have had no choice due to the lack of services to give their children up.
So what
families
happens
are
to the
losing their
children? What happens to the children if they give them up?
They're going into group homes or psychiatric placements. And usually they're kind of bounced around because in New Jersey, the system that's in place, the goal is like to stabilize somebody and then move them to like a lower level. So kids are just kind of being thrown all over.
So that's really what's at stake here, is that your son, who you love very much, who you've dedicated your entire life to.
We're going to lose him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. And he will regress. He'll regress. He's doing really well at home with services in place. Yeah. So it's also much less expensive to have the child at home. I'm not really sure what the benefit is of having these kids out of home.
Yeah, I mean, there's speculation that there's, it's a business because they get money from, X, Y, and Z. Yeah. But just acknowledging that we know it's really difficult what you're going through, and I'm sure so many people have situations that are, how do you make this judgment of taking care of what you have to take care of, and it's a really it's a profound when you think about how do you stay positive in the midst of something like this, and it's impossible to totally.
Yeah, I really kind of live my life moment by moment. So it's like I get through a challenging moment knowing there's a better moment coming, and that's really. I don't get stuck in my moments.
Who or what is helping you the most get through this?
Who's helping me get through this? I really just think it's faith and, how you, being intentional with my day, so it's I'm telling you, moment by moment.
Yeah, can't get too
if
far
I
ahead.
try to think, I never think past the moment.
Very healthy way.
Thank you for opening us up to something that a lot of people just don't even know is going on in the world, right? There's so many different experiences going on this planet, and life is for our evolution and for our growth. And I know that you're evolving in some profound way through all this. So thank you so much for all your work. And so if you're inspired to at least be kind to somebody today, you guys, do some kind of good
be
thing.
kind to this one. She's kind to everyone else. Please, yes.
Tell everyone how they can find, follow, and contribute to the cause.
Okay, so for Quintel, he does have a Facebook page that I've created, and I post all of his challenging moments and his really great moments. And there is a way to contribute on the Facebook page. So it's Me and Kenny D is the name of the page. So if you look it up and follow him, you'll get to follow his whole journey. And it's, it would be wonderful. He has a whole lot of supporters, which is very nice.
We wish he was here today, but yeah. He's here in spirit. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning LaLaLand.
Hi, this is Roxy with Ceremony. Wait, this is Ceremony by Roxy, sorry. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Roxy. Hi, this is Roxy, and this is Ceremony by Hi, this is, okay. Hi, this is Ceremony by Roxy. I am your host, and this is a show about mindfulness, healing, and living a life with purpose. I keep going, right? Looking forward to watching the rest of your journey and having your beautiful wife on next. I should recut that one. Hold on.
Yeah. Look, you just made your first TV show.
I can't wait to see the bloopers.
Oh, there's plenty of that.
The change is starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. Bet you don't have one of those in your phone. Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope, messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On this Friday Feels, Bree Chandler's in the house. She's going to teach us how to get our body tight and right for our date night. Right?
Wow, that's pretty good. You're caught and don't know it, Dr. Erin.
Master of fitness, motivation, lifestyle. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
What started your journey in this?
College, actually. I had like a full course load. I was an honor student. In high school, I was, playing soccer, running cross country, and then college came, and I just got so stressed out, also like anxiety ridden as well. And I needed a healthy outlet to take out that stress. So I turned to the gym, and I really wanted to come out of college without like gaining that, freshman 10 that they say?
Yeah.
15.
15, 20 slides into 40 before you know it, yeah.
Right, so I wanted to avoid that at all costs. And I also learned that you want to build like healthy habits at a young age so that when you get like 30 or 40 years old, you don't have to figure all that stuff out. It's a lot harder to change at that age. So I knew that I had to make that change then.
Wow. So you're all the way, you live in Cape Town, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long haul.
Yeah,
up
it's
here.
like I think a 22-hour flight or something like that.
So what's intriguing also is you have a platform where people can get your whole program online and everything. Tell us a little bit about that. What's that been like for you for building your business and reaching out and engaging with people around the globe?
Right. So it's been awesome. My bestseller is my 12 weeks glute guide. And I also released a 5 weeks tone your core, and I'm looking at making like a home-based glute guide for, stay-at-home moms, people that can't make it to the gym, or feel more comfortable working out and, at their home. So yeah, it's been awesome, been able to impact many, many women and see their before and afters and just build their confidence. So I feel really blessed to be in the position that I am.
What's been the most rewarding transformation story you've seen? Because I've seen some of the before and afters, and they are really incredible.
Yeah. There is this one breeze babe, I call my girls my breeze babes, named Ada, and she lost probably at least 30 pounds or something on her journey. And every day, every time she went to the gym, she would snap me. And that was just so awesome that she was able to open up and share her journey with me. And she worked so hard. She would snap me, and she'd have all of her just drenched, and just witnessing her hard work every day just blew me away. It actually motivates me because, after you work out for a while, you kind of get used to it, and you have to continue challenging yourselves. And when you see these progress pictures, it's like, wow, I need to keep that up, and actually maintain my body.
You're like their accountability partner.
Yes.
Almost. That's wonderful. Because that's what we need, really, right?
Totally.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in metaphors, and I think sports are great metaphors, and working out is a great metaphor for life. And you can learn things through sports or through exercise about life. I'm wondering what you've learned through cross country. You said you ran cross country for a little while. You played soccer. And now, of course, with the exercise programs, what have you learned through this sort of journey and process of building a business around exercise and sports that's, you know, that you can apply to the rest of your life?
I think mindset is just so key to everything because when I first started working out, you know, I was super embarrassed. Like I would actually practice the exercises at my home before I went to the gym. At the time, they didn't have like Wi-Fi in the gym, you know, so I had to memorize them. And I would be so, you know, just looking around like, are people watching me? Like I'm afraid I'm gonna screw up, you know? And then over time, I built this confidence and just, you know, it doesn't matter about people's opinions around me. My goals are more important than these strangers, to be honest. And I think that's applicable in your business, in your relationships, in all areas of life, fitness.
Such a good point, just to stay in your own lane.
Right.
And it's true, I talk to so many people about exercise, and like, Rob, you always go to the gym, you love the gym so much. And but I feel insecure about going to the gym, and I'm like, but most people kind of do. It's kind of part of the reason they're at the gym, not everyone. And they're focused so much on what they're doing, they're not even paying attention to everybody else in the gym. Right. So it's a great thing to learn through experience.
That's so true, and they're checking out their phone. They're actually probably looking in the mirror, checking out their game.
That kept me away from the gym for years, and then when I started going regularly again, I found it to be such a supportive community.
Right.
It was my own insecurity that placed these judges that they were going to, you know, be judgy of me.
Totally.
And instead, they were like, actually, you know what? If you try it like this, it'll really help. And oh, you look great today. And I thought, I should come here every day. It makes me feel amazing. It was wildly different than what I had ever thought it was going to be.
So it's almost like you're projecting those
absolutely.
fears. You know?
So today we talked a little bit about being ghosted and dating the first part of the show, and then we talked about ghosting your phone and being do not disturb on your phone. What, as an exercise and lifestyle expert, you know, what would you say you had to give up or you ghost in your life and let go of in order to really have the highest energy and live the best life for you?
Great question.
Have to think about this.
That's a good one, right?
Do you say no to sugar? Do you you know?
I'm very, very flexible when it comes to diet because in the beginning I actually, you know, said I'm not gonna have this, I'm not gonna have this, and I learned I was actually going backwards by doing that. But to answer your question, I think also now in this day of age where you're constantly on your phone, and I know that even I have like a social media platform, like, and I'm at the gym and I want to post an Insta story and stuff like that, and I've just learned to just put on a playlist, even if it's a motivational playlist or your favorite like Eminem songs, whatever. I like Eminem, you know.
Like
and then, just like don't get back to text messages or anything like that while you're at the gym, because that was what I was doing when I first started at the gym, and I got insane results. I was so focused, and I think over time, you know, all this stuff was new to me, building a platform and stuff like that. And then there's this pressure to constantly be online, you know. And it was almost taking away from my workout. So that is one thing that I actually had to kind of set boundaries and say, hey, I'm at the gym, you can text me in like an hour and a half, you know, when I'm done.
Such a great reminder. And not only do your results improve, but also you enjoy it so much more. When you're not on the phone, because it doesn't disrupt that state of flow and the zone that you can get in. So I just love that. Very nice. In building your business, has that been a tough thing to kind of work out? Because I feel like there's this sort of tightrope you have to walk where you want to post enough that people stay engaged, but not post so often that you burn yourself out.
You're being annoying.
Yeah, you're being annoying, right?
Annoying,
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it can be tough too. Okay, say that again. Because now I totally
how do you find that sweet spot, you know, like where you're, you know, because so much of what you do, you know, your business is really about exercise, and it's about being in the gym, and it's also about, of course, doing the right things nutrition-wise. But how do you find that balance between sort of posting enough so that you keep people engaged, but not posting so much that you're like annoying yourself or annoying other people? Not that that's possible for you, but just burning out.
Right. So I think what's key is picking a certain time to post. So, you know, I prepare my posting, you know, like the night before I'll edit or something like that. And then the next day I don't have to worry about that, and I post around like 5 p.m. So I have a kind of a routine. And then Insta story I just utilize, you know, throughout the day. And it's more free, you know. I'm not like I have to get an Insta story in. It's only when I free. And then at night I do set my phone away from me, because having your own business, you feel like you have to stay connected all the time, to constantly be talking to people. And I think sometimes you can almost just like hurt yourself in a way, because it's like, I need to grow as a person. Like I get so focused on helping other people. I'm like, wait, I need to take time to really like focus on my own goals in life beyond social media. You know what I mean?
Totally.
What are some of those goals?
Honestly, right now I am focused on growing spiritually as a person, also growing just my heart, you know, and being there for people. So I don't have the biggest circle of people that are in my life, but those people that are, I really just want to devote more of my attention to and be there 100% for them. So that's key right now.
I love that. That's interesting,
The
right?
quality of your relationships. if that
like
makes
you can
sense.
have all these, you know, hundreds, thousands of people, whatever that is, and then you don't have a lot of people in your actual inner circle. I think we're seeing this a lot more and more.
Right.
Because there's like, we feel like we're so connected and yet we're not.
Yeah.
And there's this big dance, so I'm glad you're focusing on it. I think we
And
all
the
need to
depth
focus
of
more on
things.
this.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Like you can have a lot of like shallow relationships, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you never talk about those conversations that you need to talk about, you know, the people that are closest with you.
Absolutely.
Just, you know.
They do say that quality and quantity in terms of relationships are inversely related, right? So meaning that the more friends that you have and the bigger your circle, the shallower those relationships tend to be, and the tighter the smaller the circle that you have, the deeper they tend to be. Not always true, but statistically that's true. So I love the reminder there.
Yeah, tell everyone where they can find and follow you and join your program.
So my Instagram name or handle is BreeBaby, BRIBAEBEE on Instagram. My website is www.briannachandler.com. Find all my workout programs.
Love it.
Thank you, Brianna. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, LaLaLand.
We're doing it. You're doing it. This is so exciting. I'm so excited.
Thank God.
I just got really nervous. I haven't been nervous this whole time, except right now. You got this. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. I pooped myself. Okay. She goes. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake, and I would like to I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. Man! That's for your outtake. I'm your host, Elizabeth Lake. We'll see you next time. Yay! We did it! What are you doing? Dr. Abs. Does he have abs?
Fire emoji.
I think it tastes like shit.
I fucking hate it.
This is the closest thing to chemicals.
Oh, there it is! You want to try it?
No. Hot! I don't know how you could be hot on because you don't have any clothes. Josh said blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Hot!
Heart emoji.
Really hot. So hot.
You're supposed to say yes. Blah, blah, blah. Soul Playground. Please, please,
I know. Fuck that. Please.
Please.
For the board.
Of course. We're like in the zone.
Peace out.
It's like for the boys.
Oh. Shout out to Ricky Rebel.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm your special guest host, Cornell Thomas.
Very good.
Hello. You know, I'm just trying to be Rob Mack today. So, welcome back, my friends.
That was
Tell us
amazing.
a little bit about the Positivity Summit this weekend.
Yes, Positivity Summit, General Assembly, October 20th and 21st. Still tickets available. We have speakers on Saturday. Our very own Rob Mack is going to be there on Saturday doing a keynote speech. And then Sunday, we're doing an outreach at Union Rescue Mission and just doing some really cool things around the city to help others in need. And Jennifer DePaul is going to be heading our homeless outreach here in Los Angeles.
So awesome. So remind us what sparked this sort of event for you.
Yeah, just the planet being in some disarray. That's about it. Yeah, just the planet. Yeah, so just you know, Jen, her company's Project Kind, and mine's all about like positive mindset. And I'm just kind of sick of seeing the world look the way it does. I have 2 small kids. They're watching everything that we do, and there's millions and billions of kids all over the place. So I want to start something where we can give back and help others in need, and that's how the Positivity Summit formed. So we're here, and then I'm gonna just try to drag Dr. E to Toronto to speak.
There you go. Yes.
And we're gonna do this all over the planet.
Yeah, I just love it. So happy, and we're so deeply grateful for the work that you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Love it. So, on this day, Friday Feels, what does the rest of the day look like for you guys? What are you up to?
You want to go?
Oh, they've got a mic.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Bree, what are you doing today?
I'm actually heading back. I'm actually heading back to Minnesota. So I was just here for a couple days. So, yeah, just traveling back, seeing my family some more before I head back to Africa.
Nice.
So
long haul back to Africa.
Right.
Get some rest.
Minnesota, LA is doable.
How about you guys?
Africa to Minnesota.
Yeah, a little longer.
I don't know. What are we doing, Cornell?
That's a very good question.
Do you get to finally rest and relax?
No, I have a meeting at 12. But after that, on Monday morning, on the flight back.
Yeah,
Nice.
you'll be working on the way back.
You're working on it. You're working on it. What are you doing the rest of the day?
I
Working on
hope
it.
Johnny gets a spa day. I think if anyone deserves
Oh my
spa
goodness.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Get your hand in, girl.
We'll have a wonderful time at the Positivity Summit. Tickets are still available. You can go to cornell/thomas.com/events to pick up some tickets. See Jenny and Rob. We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also listen to your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and go check out the summit. We're waking up the world together. Have a beautiful weekend, you guys.